Hi everybody, Josh here at North Akron Fit Body Boot Camp. I'm here with Caitlin, and today we have a special video for you. We're going to work on a kettlebell swing today. Now, kettlebell swing is an awesome exercise. You can burn a lot of calories doing this exercise. Also, you're going to work a lot of muscles. It's pretty much a total body exercise here too. It's going to get your heart rate up. It's much more effective and safe for you than running, if you will. Now, if you're really looking to burn some calories, burn some body fat, this is the exercise for you. The only issue with the kettlebell swing is that a lot of people don't do it well. It seems like a very simple exercise, and it is, but when you focus on what you're trying to do, you're going to prevent some of those common injuries that people deal with because they're just not focused on everything that's happening during this exercise. Just like any other exercise, you want to focus on your form first. The better your form is, the more you're going to get out of every repetition, and you're going to stay safe. So we want to take some time to really show you how we like to instruct the kettlebell swing and the demands that we make on our members to make sure that they're doing it well. So with the kettlebell swing, you want to get set up behind the kettlebell, maybe about 1.5 to 2 feet, depending on how tall you are. Now, she's going to set her butt back first. So this is not a squat, it's a hip hinge. Her hips stay higher than her knees, and her chest is going to stay higher than her hips. Now, she's also maintaining that neutral spine here. You don't want to round your back. So show them what it looks like to round your back, Caitlin. We don't want that to happen because that's going to put a lot of stress on your lower back, cause some injuries there. So we might cue you to arch your lower back just to help create that neutral spine. She's also going to keep her shoulders turned down and away from her ears to get these lats engaged, and that's really going to protect her shoulders during this movement also. Now, she's going to be looking about 6 to 8 feet in front of her. You don't want to tuck your chin all the way into your chest. You also don't want to tilt your head back completely here. So you want to try to maintain a neutral spine by finding a point on the floor to stare at. That's going to help here. Now, next thing she's going to do is she's going to tilt that bell. We call this breaking the bell. Now, it's basically a straight line through her arms to the handle of that kettlebell. Now, she's going to practice one dead swing just to give you an idea of what a kettlebell swing looks like. So she's going to hike this kettlebell back, squeezing those glutes, swing it back, and then she parks the bell. So she sets the bell down. She doesn't just let it drop. She swings it back and naturally takes it back down to the floor. That's going to take some pressure off the lower back also. Now, what she was doing there, now I'm going to have you do it without the kettlebell again, Caitlin. So, imagine that kettlebell's there. She's going to hike this kettlebell back as she's hiking a football. She wants to throw it toward the back wall. Now, when she comes up, she's squeezing her glutes tight, right? She's thinking about crushing that acorn between her cheeks, like somebody's going to grab your butt, and you want to impress them. You really want to squeeze those glutes tight. She's pulling her kneecaps up toward her hips to get her quads nice and tight. Her tailbone is tucked. Her belly button is pulled in toward her spine, so her abs are walled up here. And she's going to try to keep her ribs tucked toward her belly button here. So she's got a nice, tall posture, straight body. Notice how her arms stay straight. Now, they're a little higher here, mostly because she's not practicing. It's easy for them to float on you. Shoulders are still pulled down and away. You don't want to come up over your head. I know that's a very popular version of a swing that people like to do. We don't like to do that because it disengages the lats and it puts a lot more strain on your shoulders. You risk injury there, and it's just not worth it to pull that kettlebell up a little bit higher. There are other more effective exercises that are much safer to do instead. So this is what we call a Russian swing, if you will. Now, when she goes back down, she's going to go nice and controlled. Now, you'll notice there, Caitlin, they have a little too much hip action early on. So I wanted her to do that. That's why she did that way, to show you that's a common mistake. She's going to come back up. And now what she's going to do is she's going to play chicken with the bell. She's going to drop those hands low, and then at the last second, she's going to get her hips out of the way. That's going to create a lot more power when she comes back up with that kettlebell swing. So she's going to play chicken with that bell. You're going to wait. Then you're going to get those hips out of the way, swing that kettlebell back, and then squeeze those glutes to throw that kettlebell up. It's going to feel like you're throwing the kettlebell out in front of you, but you're going to then stop it, and that's where those lats become involved again. And that's going to get you a lot stronger there through your upper body by practicing this. So let's show them another swing, Caitlin. Remember to play chicken with that bell. So she's going to break the bell. Now she's going to hike that kettlebell back, squeezing those glutes, and then park that bell. Notice how she also pushes that air out as she swings that kettlebell back up. So nice, simple exercise, right? There are a lot of things to focus on, but the more you practice, the easier it's going to get, and your body will get conditioned to do it well. So now we want to take that kettlebell swing and we're going to put it together for a nice, simple kettlebell swing only workout. Now, we're going to work with a breathing ladder today. So what Caitlin's going to do is she's going to do 10 kettlebell swings. Then she's going to park that bell. She's going to do continuous swings. She's going to park that bell. Then she's going to stay fast and loose, and she's going to take 5 deep breaths. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Then she's going to set up and she's going to do another 10 swings. Then she's going to take 4 deep breaths. Then she's going to do 10 more swings, do 3 deep breaths. 10 swings with 2 deep breaths, 10 swings, 1 deep breath, and then she's finished. Now, you can repeat this over and over again. Now, also keep in mind, if you're doing this exercise and this workout, and you get to 2 or 3 deep breaths and you realize you need more, just go back up to 5. And if you want to do 5 deep breaths each time, that's fine also. You're going to get a lot of conditioning out of this exercise. You're going to burn some calories. You're going to get nice, strong glutes and a lower back. Those lats are going to get stronger, and your body's going to learn how to hold that strong position the whole time. Are you ready, Caitlin? Okay, so she's going to do down that 5 runs of this lat, and then we're done today. So hike that kettlebell back. She's going to squeeze those glutes, pushing that air out. Yep, stopping that kettlebell right here. Now, make sure she knows how she's stopping it here. She's using those lats to stop it. She's squeezing her glutes nice and tight, pushing that air out at the top, and that kettlebell is going to feel weightless at the top of that swing because it wants to float away. Now she's going to take 5 deep breaths. Staying fast and loose. She's not going to stand still. She's going to keep her energy up by moving in place and just kind of shaking those limbs, making sure she keeps that energy going. And now she's ready to go again. She's going to tilt that bell, squeeze those glutes, driving those heels into the floor. Those quads get tight each time, walling up those abs, ready to take a punch by pulling that belly button toward the spine, keeping those ribs tucked toward the belly button. Also, she stops that bell. Great job, Kevin. That kettlebell back and then park it. Now she's going to take 4 deep breaths. Heart rate's up a little bit because that continuous movement, those glutes are working, getting a lot of leg muscles working, which is also going to create a lot of blood flow, put a lot of demand on your metabolism. Squeeze those glutes. There she goes. 10 more swings here. Drive those heels into the floor. You also notice how her feet are turned out a little bit. That's great as long as her knees follow the line of her toes. Here's what we call tracking those toes. She's going to park it again. She got 3 deep breaths this time. She only has a couple more sets of swings here. Deep breaths. Remember, if you need to go back up to 5, just go back up to 5. You don't force yourself to get started again. You can challenge yourself, but don't force yourself to do anything that you're not ready to do. Squeeze those glutes tightly. Throw that kettlebell. Each repetition, she's thinking about all those cues. She's trying to do this as well as she can on each rep. 2 deep breaths now. I want you to think you're not doing 10 reps, you're doing 1 rep 10 times. So you're doing 1 awesome rep 10 times in a row. Just a couple more here. Squeeze those glutes, drive those heels into the floor, squeeze those glutes nice and tight. Push that air out, throw that kettlebell back toward the wall, and then try to throw it across the room, but don't let go. She's got 1, and now we're going to finish with 1 more set of 10 reps. Now, if you were doing this at home, you might want to go back up to 5, swing or 5 deep breaths after this, and keep working your way down the ladder. Squeeze those glutes, drive those heels in the floor. Almost done, Caitlin. Wall up those abs, push that air out. There we go. Now, Caitlin's using a 30-pound kettlebell, which is great. You'll notice how her heart rate's up. She typically swings a 50 or 60-pound kettlebell, depending on the rep she's doing. So even though she can go heavier, you'll notice how she's got a lot of work in right now. So imagine doing this for, a few sets. Maybe you want to put 10 minutes on the clock and see how many you can do. Should be able to burn somewhere between 150 and 200 calories in a 10-minute workout like this. So give this a try, but remember, focus on your form first. You want to prevent any of those injuries that are common when you're doing this exercise wrong. It's a great exercise. It's very safe when you learn how to do it well. If you have any questions, always get in touch with us. Please leave some comments below if you enjoyed the workout, and check back soon. Thank you.